Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the SVG on the Hardwood series. We have a good friend of SVG who is currently in the control room, it looks like, at the Toyota Center. We have Matthew Tate. He's the director of broadcast and video production for the Houston Rockets. Matt, how is everything going? Hope you're safe. Hope you're healthy. How's the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great in all honesty. Better than I expected, except for the gameplay on the court. We have a couple roster changes this season that I did not expect in the offseason. So just getting through that has been interesting on top of everything else that has been happening.
Right. A few players swapping jerseys. You got John Wall now, who expected that to happen at the beginning of the year from the Wizards, but it's been pretty cool. So, Matt, what are you guys playing on the video board? You're one of the teams, one of the few teams to have fans inside of the building this year. What's it like being one of those few teams with fans, and how are you guys keeping them entertained during a game?
Yeah, it has been different. We are one of 5 NBA teams right now that have fans in the building. We have probably close to 3,100 fans at any given time. It's different not having access to the court. So basically, all of our activations is coming in the concourse and coming in on the sides of where nothing is court level. So it's been different in terms of infrastructure, having to get new equipment, and figuring out new ways to capture footage. Our game ops has changed drastically. Uh, our DJ booth and stuff used to be courtside. Now it's raised up uh, along the concourse. Same with our dancers. They no longer dance center court because of COVID protocols. So they're dancing on platforms. And all of our entertainment groups, sometimes they just are in a suite and they perform in a suite, and we took the seats out.
Okay, so spacing is key. Matt, continue with those protocols because I could see that plexiglass over your right shoulder. I'm sure that's kind of been a familiar sight this year. What are you guys dealing with in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, NBA has been all over protocols. So we have 3 zones, 4 zones actually, in effect. We have 2 or 3 tiers of red zone. So if you're a player, you're getting tested twice a day now. And that's if you want to be able to take off your mask, you have to, basically be a player at this point.
Right, right.
And then you have coaches and trainers are getting tested daily as well. They have to keep their mask on. Uh, and then you have the content creators that are able to have courtside access. They're getting tested every day as well. And then if you're, let's say you're a broadcast person, a handheld camera shooting under the basket, you're getting tested 2 days before the game
Hmm.
if you're contract, and every other day plus 2 days before the game if you're full time.
Okay, so a lot of testing going on, varying levels of testing, and I'm sure the PPEs and the
Yes.
distancing and making sure everyone's being clean, washing hands, and all that stuff is probably one of the common places. I'm sure.
Yeah, we're told to wash our hands about 100 times.
Oh wow.
Um, you know, at so we have like little dispensers on every other wall in the
Right.
building. Uh,
Okay.
in terms of cleaning equipment, it
Hmm.
is before, during, and after for broadcast equipment.
Hmm.
So basically, full timers, we will wipe down people's stations before people arrive. Once they arrive, they're supposed to wipe down their own station. If it's a high traffic area, it's supposed to
Right.
be wiped down every hour.
Okay.
And post game as well, it's supposed to be wiped down before people leave.
Okay. So it's
Um,
gotten down to a science. It looks like. Right.
yeah, yeah, we even have a checklist. I have to sign off on what things specifically um, get cleaned. Same with microphones, cameras, keyboards, everything, you name.
Right. All
Um,
right. Cool. Pretty
and
cool.
even on the side of the zones in the building,
Hmm.
you're not allowed to cross zones, and your credential shows what zone you're in.
Right.
So fans are in the green zone. Once you go into a green zone, you can't technically go into another zone. It's pretty.
Okay.
They stay on top of it, and they have security guards at every point in the building that you could possibly cross zones.
Wow. Okay. So they're kind of policing everyone to make sure everyone's not, there's no possibility of cross contamination and things like that. So kudos to you guys for thinking of that. But Matt, I want to go back to the production side. You guys, it's duly noted that you guys are doing the RSN model for your away games, and just like some NFL teams, I spoke with the Indianapolis Colts that were doing this. You guys are handling radio broadcasts for away games. Take me through that process, what it's like working with the league and its technology in terms of making sure you guys are on the same page. But what's it like when the Rockets are on the road?
Sure. I mean, it's different this year because our RSNs and our radio is not traveling with the team, which is basically the first time this has ever happened.
Right.
Um, so we're utilizing every bit of the NBA new HSAN3, which is their high-speed area network. There's basically 8 feeds that we get in real time from the league, which we're able to kind of change out as we see fit. But normally it's, the host feed, which is basically a clean cut feed from whoever
Mm-hmm.
is at home. You usually take both of the under the basket handhelds. You usually take a slash, the dunk cams, and then each RSN gets their own camera that
Right.
they can control. So they'll have comms directly linked up to one of the operators, whoever's playing home. And then in some cases, some RSNs will ask for 2 or maybe even 3 camera feeds.
Okay. And where the I guess the honor talent and the radio announcers kind of located inside of the arena?
Yep. So we have a normal broadcasting platform that
Mm-hmm.
they work out of at home. We have just a lot of fiber connections now, going from that HSAN panel up to that area, and our talent basically calls the game off of the video board, and the NBA sends in stats on one of the VANC channels
Mm-hmm.
on video. We decode that, throw it up to our score bug, and put that on as well because all those feeds come in clean for us.
Right.
So it's pretty cool that we're able to get stats and clock and tenths of a second all on that video feed with very, very minimal delay. It's all coming over fiber from Secaucus. I think we have a couple thousand gig lines between us and the NBA at this point.
Pretty high powered. The only downside is that instead of just working home games, you guys are working double time because you guys aren't usually busy during the away broadcasts and away games. How's it like kind of changing your work schedule and making sure these priorities get done?
Oh yeah, I mean because of building protocols, we are the only ones in the building on the away games. So we turn off the lights, we let the people in. We're getting their food from the fridge, from our partner is Levy, but they're not
Mm-hmm.
here on site unless there's an event. So they'll
Right.
prepare some sandwiches or something. So we're having to, get that from their area, deliver it over there. If there's waters that are needed, we have to go and get the case of waters, deliver it up there. Um, and same with like even turning on the lights and stuff. Usually we're used to just a quick call to facilities or engineering.
Mm-hmm.
We're turning on those lights ourselves, etc. So it's basically us and a security person there.
That's pretty interesting. You never had to do that before, and now you're worrying about catering, you're worrying about lighting, you're worrying about this kind of this servitude type thing. So it's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, exactly. And sometimes the parking garage door is closed or something like,
Yeah.
small things that you don't think is an issue becomes
Right.
an issue on some of those away games. But it's been interesting. Like we're basically at the mercy of the host team.
Mm-hmm.
So if the host team isn't giving us a feed, it makes it very difficult for us to call a game. Um, like for example, on one game they couldn't get the clock working, so we didn't have clock on our RSN or score until like 8 minutes into the first quarter.
Okay.
The
Listen.
first yeah, it was nuts. And I had all the broadcasters were like texting me like crazy because they're like, Matt, this isn't, well, I don't know what this is, where's the score, what's the
Right.
clock, I'm not sure where I'm at. And I'm like, I've been on the phone with the league, we're trying to figure out where the point of failure is
Right.
because the RSN hooks up to us, broadcast hooks up to us, and then to Secaucus. So there's a lot of points of failure. And we weren't sure where it was happening.
Right. Okay. A lot of challenges, but Matt, it's not only you up in the control room and in the facility. There's a lot of people that work alongside you. Are there any individuals you want to give kind of a shout out and give some recognition to?
Oh, absolutely. Michael Canella, our senior producer, has had to deal with multiple schedule conflicts and contact tracing issues. So if one person gets sick, there's new protocols for parking, getting in the building, where you can go, where you can't go. He's been definitely on top of that. Paul Wu, our EIC engineer slash producer slash jack of all trades person, is basically come in very handy during all of this as well. And then Ben Sledge and Dave Congdon, they've also stepped up, and normally they're shooting videos and creating content, and now we're all kind of all hands on deck for
Right.
every game that we play. So, and kudos to their families for letting me borrow them for so long.
Well said. Well said. You guys are doing impressive work. Salute to you guys. Matt, personally, it was great catching up with you, man. You're a good friend of us. Great getting to know you. And secondly, continue the great work. Stay safe, stay healthy. Good luck the rest of the way, and I hope to see you in person sometime soon, man.
You too, absolutely. Have a good one.